morning, children. Good morning, Krusty. Krusty, you look a little sad.
Well, I am kind of sad.
Well, what happened? Did something bad happen this week?
Yeah, Clarabelle.
Clarabelle? Is that a friend of yours?
Clarabelle's my goldfish.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did Clarabelle get sick?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. I came downstairs in the morning and I was going to sprinkle some fish food in the aquarium because Clarabelle loves fish food. You know, she eats it every day. And then I looked in the aquarium and she wasn't swimming around, Patty. She was just lying there like on her side with one little fish eye looking up at me.
Oh, Krusty, I'm sorry about that. Krusty, what you saw there was death.
Death? Oh, man. I don't like death, Patty. I don't like it. You know why? Because when somebody that you love dies, you can't talk to them no more. You can't go to their house and visit. You can't call them on the phone. I don't like that at all. I don't know why there's such a thing like that. You made me very sad, Patty.
Well, you know what? You know who else was sad about death?
No, who?
God is sad about death too.
He is?
Yeah, Krusty. Krusty, you know, when God made his creatures many, many years ago, he made them to live forever. That's the way it was supposed to be.
Oh, well, why didn't it be like that then? How come my goldfish died and then my dog died and all that bad stuff happened?
Well, Krusty, you want to hear the story of how that started?
Yes, I do, because you said we were supposed to live forever.
Well, Krusty, do you remember that I told you and the children that God has some enemies?
Yeah, I remember. You told me about that big dragon with the thick tail who's an enemy of God because he wanted to be God.
That's right, Krusty. And do you know that after God made our first father and mother, Adam and Eve, that bad dragon showed up as a serpent in the garden where they were living?
He did.
And you know what he did? He tricked our great-great-great-grandmother and grandfather.
Oh, no, that's very bad to trick people.
He did. And he caused them to stumble, and they obeyed the serpent instead of obeying God. And that is how death came into the world. It wasn't supposed to be like that.
Oh, that's terrible. And I guess there's nothing that we can do about that now.
Well, you and I can't do anything about that, but there is someone who can do something about death, and who did.
I bet it's Jesus, right?
That's right, Krusty. Let me tell you a story of something that happened when Jesus was on earth 2,000 years ago.
Okay, it's a true story, right?
That's right. I only tell you true stories. So, do you know that Jesus had 12 apostles, right?
Well, I know about that. You've often mentioned them.
But Jesus also had some friends that weren't apostles, and he had 3 friends. They were 2 sisters and a brother. They were named Mary and Martha, and the brother was Lazarus.
Lazarus, that's a kind of interesting name.
And Lazarus one day got sick.
Uh-oh, like maybe Clarabelle got sick too before she died.
Well, that's right, Krusty. And what happened is that actually Lazarus ended up dying, and I think he was pretty young to die. So everybody was sad. His sisters were crying, Mary was crying, and Martha was crying.
But wait a minute, Jesus used to fix people's broken legs and people's eyes. If they couldn't see, he could make them see. But I guess he couldn't do nothing about people after they died, right?
Well, Krusty, that's what I want to tell you in the story. Jesus came to their house, and Mary ran up to Jesus and said, Jesus, Jesus, Lord, Lord, if you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died. And Jesus said, but I am the resurrection and the life.
The resurrection, what's that?
Do you remember, Krusty, that we told you that Jesus died, but then he came alive again?
That's right. But we're talking about Lazarus. What happened? He was dead too, right?
So Lazarus died, and then Martha, the other sister, came up to Jesus and said, Jesus, if you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died.
Well, that's true, because Jesus could have fixed him if he was sick.
But Jesus stayed away on purpose until after he died, because Jesus wanted to show them something really special that nobody had seen before.
What happened?
So Jesus went to the tomb where Lazarus was buried. It was a big cave.
Oh, yeah, I've seen caves before. A cave is like a long tunnel that's dark inside. I'm too scared to go into a cave, but I've seen them.
That's right. And they wrapped up Lazarus's dead body and they put him inside the cave and they rolled a big rock in front of the cave so that it couldn't move. It was too heavy. Oh, and so what happened? So Jesus walked over to the cave and he prayed to God first. He always used to pray to his Father before he did anything really special. And he said, Father, I know that you can hear me. And then he prayed in his heart that he would raise Lazarus from the dead. And he called out, Lazarus, Lazarus, get out of that tomb. Come here. And Lazarus came out of the tomb. The rock rolled away and Lazarus walked out of that tomb alive, Krusty.
Oh man, so Jesus is not only good at fixing broken legs and eyes that don't see, he can even make people raised from the dead?
That's right. And Krusty, it wasn't very long after that Jesus himself died because evil people killed him. And he went into his own tomb and he was there for 3 days.
Oh no, so then what happened? There was no Jesus to raise Jesus from the dead.
Yes, but Krusty, after 3 days, Jesus came out of the tomb too. That's called the resurrection.
Wow. So that means that Jesus, even when he was dead, he could come alive.
Because, Krusty, the earth couldn't hold Jesus down because Jesus is the Lord of life and the giver of life and God himself. And Jesus has overcome death, Krusty.
But wait. I see a little problem with your story. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I think people still die, Patty. In fact, my grandfather died, and I miss him very much. I can't go to his house no more. So Krusty, so Patty, so tell me, how did Jesus overcome death if people still die?
Well, Krusty, I'm glad you asked that question. The answer to that is that when people trust in Jesus and when they believe in him, then even when we die, death is no longer the end of the story for us. Death becomes just a doorway into heaven. Krusty, do you have a door in your house like between the kitchen and the dining room?
Yes, we do. We have a door. The kitchen is on one side and the dining room's on the other side.
Well, Krusty, when you cross over from the kitchen, when you open the door and cross from the kitchen to the dining room, that's what it's like. When you die as a Christian, it's like you open the door and you go to the other room. And 1 minute you're here on earth and then the next minute you're in heaven with Jesus.
Oh, it's going to be like that? So to die, if you're a Christian, is just like a doorway that brings you into heaven? Well, that's not too bad then. In fact, I think it's better.
Well, the Apostle Paul said, I'd rather go to heaven and be with God than stay here.
Oh, that's right. I think it would be better there, right? There'll be no more crying about poor little Clarabelle, I suppose.
That's right, Krusty, because God means us to live forever, and he found the solution through Jesus dying and having the victory over death.
Oh, well, you managed to cheer me up today, Patty. I don't feel so bad anymore. I guess I'll miss Clara, but it's good to know that Jesus has found a solution for death.
And Krusty, I'm going to leave you with this because when I was a very little girl, my grandmother taught me a little thing to say when I go to bed.
Oh, okay, I want to hear it.
So here it goes. And you can say it before you go to bed if you want to. It goes, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take.
Oh, and he will, right? Whenever we die, whether we die young or whether we're an old man, God is going to take our soul to be with him in heaven, right?
That's right, Krusty.
Okay, well, I feel a little bit better then. Thank you very much. I think that's all that my little brain can take for today. So I say adieu to you children. We shall see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Okay, bye-bye, kids.
Bye-bye.